But I have to say, the strongest magic white folks used on black folks was telling us that our indigenous spirituality and cosmology was demonic. That has to be the strongest magic that white folks used on our ancestors. And of course, it didn't work on all of our ancestors because the beautiful spirituality of hoodoo existed and still continues to exist. But even up until this point, even right now, 2025, most black folks still believe that their indigenous African spirituality and cosmology, they believe right now that hoodoo is demonic. And that is, my folks, the strongest, most powerful magic white folk have ever used on black folk all around the world and here in the United States as well. Keep the faith. Ise, Ashe, Ayibobo. Peace.
The brother has a point. The brother has a real good point. Now, I'm not going to say it was the strongest factors, but I would say it's one of the strongest factors that was used to colonize and suppress black people. I know Chancellor Williams talks about the role that the missionaries played in his book, Destruction of Black Civilization. Chinua Achebe gets into it in the narrative in his book, Things Fall Apart. Spirituality is something that's important to a group of people. And if you can control a person's spirituality and control and dictate their spiritual relationship and dictate who they pray to, you have control over those people. If I can convince you that the gods that you and your ancestors have been worshiping since the beginning of time, since before the group of gods I worship, before we started worshiping and before we even knew anything about it, but if I can convince you that what you and your ancestors were doing was not only bad, but it's wrong, and I have something better for you, then yes, I can control you. Because I've just convinced you to throw away all of your history, all of your culture, to accept mine, and convinced you that mine is better. Now, I didn't give you no real evidence. I was just convincing in how I gave you the information. Now, look at where black people are now, and look at where the Europeans are now. Europeans are the dominant group of people in the world, and black people, African people across the world are struggling, eating crumbs off the oppressors' tables. So you tell me. I'm not telling nobody what to believe and what not to believe, but I am telling you, you crazy if you allow somebody to come tell you what you and your ancestors have been doing is wrong.